Well, guys, Florida Georgia line is back. There has been a lot of doubters saying that they'll never get back together. I've had people close to me say, quit holding on to hope. They're too far gone. They're never going to get back together. But from the day that they took their indefinite hiatus, I knew that wasn't the end of Florida Georgia line. And the other day at the CMA Fest, the boys got on stage and officially announced that they're back. They're literally, Florida Georgia line is back together. New website, new merch, new profile picture, just a complete rebrand. So there's no going back. I mean, they're officially back. Florida Georgia line is back together. Now, whether or not, we don't know the specifics. Like, as far as, will there still be Tyler Hubbard music? Will there still be Brian Kelly music? I would assume this means straight up FGL only. Now, like I said, I knew from the start that eventually one day they were going to get back together. I didn't honestly think it was going to be 4 years. I figured it'd be 5 to 7, but hey, I'll take it. It kind of seems like from the moment that they went on their hike to now, them officially reuniting, that was a very fast, they made progress very fast. But when you think about it, if they're spending time every day together for, I guess, 6 months, that's a lot of conversations to figure things out. So I'm not too concerned about the fragility of their return, because they wouldn't have made the public announcement if everything wasn't solid. So the meaning of this video, we're just going to kind of go over the history of Florida Georgia line and the future of what FGL is going to bring to the country music genre. Florida Georgia line first released Cruise in 2012, and in my opinion, they have been the most influential music artist / group potentially in the history of country music, but for sure of the 2000s, because the way that they shook up the genre of country music was unlike any artist has ever done. They full on created the genre bro country, but that led to avenues of different types of country pop, country hip hop for sure. It forced artists who were already big into country music to completely shift their career to try to keep up with what Florida Georgia line was doing. Now, this is a controversial topic, because there have been some artists over the years that were so good in the early 2000s, and once bro country came along, those artists have not been the same since, because they tried to replicate what wasn't meant for them to replicate. But it paved the way for artists like Sam Hunt, for artists like Thomas Rhett, for artists like, smaller artists like Dylan Scott. All that to say, the biggest name in country music right now is Morgan Wallen, and there's no doubt about that. And if it wasn't for what Florida Georgia line did, there would be no Morgan Wallen, certainly to the scale that he is today. I always see it in TikTok comments or posts, Florida Georgia line walked so Morgan Wallen can run. And I mean, I've always said that FGL put Morgan Wallen on the map because they got him his first #1 single with Up Down. They were just so influential to the country music genre. And I don't think there's any debate to that. Whether you like it or not, people love them, people don't like them. But they had an influence on the genre. Next, FGL were the kings of collaborations. A lot of people don't remember the scale of collaborations that they were able to pull off within the country music genre. They had collaborations with obviously Morgan Wallen, Jason Aldean, Tim McGraw, but outside of the country genre, they had collaborations with the Backstreet Boys, with BB Rexha, Jason Derulo, and Justin Bieber. Like, who else, what other artist has been able to pull that off? None. I mean, Morgan Wallen had a collaboration with Tate McRae. Bailey Zimmerman had a collaboration with the Kid Laroi. And those are massive, obviously. But once again, I don't think those collaborations are happening without Florida Georgia Line, because of how influential that they were to the country music genre. Now, look at what's to come. We don't really know what's, as of right now, as of today, we don't know what the plans are for Florida Georgia Line. We know Tyler Hubbard said that they're kind of planning some shows for 2027, but that was before they officially announced that they were back. They could have played shows without announcing that they were having a full-on reunion, but since they're officially reunited, that has to mean new music. That has to mean more albums, more music, and hopefully more collaborations. My guess is by the end of this year, we're gonna have 1 to 2 new songs by FGL, and by the end of 2027, my prediction is we're gonna have a new FGL album with an FGL tour. Now, I would assume that their first tour back would be heavily focused on the reunion tour, playing their biggest hits ever. But I would also assume that they have to have a new album coming in 2027. I made a video a while back on TikTok, not necessarily predicting, but giving my opinion of what their reunion album should be called. And my first two, or I guess I did 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My 5 and 4 was, just call it We Back, period. And then number 4 was The Boys. They said both of those the night of their reunion. They said, "You boys, we back, baby." So, give me a little credit where credit's due. I think my top 3, I don't know necessarily what order, but I wanted them to have a self-titled album, just call it Florida Georgia Line. I think number 2 was called I-75 because that's the interstate that separates Florida and Georgia. I think that'd be very poetic. I can't remember what the last one was, but I think it was called Mended, and it would be a very sentimental album about the healing of the duo. But regardless, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what part of the Florida Georgia Line reunion you're most excited for, whether that's so you can see them in shows again, or to hear them have new music, just them being back together. I don't know, new collaborations. Let me know in the comments what you're most excited for as far as the FGL reunion goes. And let me know what you think their new album should be called. But with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe.